Okay, apologies in advance, but I don't have a stand to put my phone in, so there might be a little bit of cell phone wobble. But anyway, here, I think this is the older series, the older Valentine series. So you've got Amour, Crush. I think this one was Lyric, that's got like a lot of the browns and golds in it. Crush is all the coppery golds, and then we've got Ballad, which has the smoky tones in there as well. I really love these two, though they're just so good. This is their newer ones. This one's Sealed with a Kiss, and this one has like a pretty deep red in there, which is really the only reason why I bought it, because I've been looking for a proper deep red everywhere, but like they always kind of seem to come out like brownish red, but that honestly isn't too bad, so I'll let that one slide for now. We might have a visit from a cat here in a second. The bear's hunting me. That one, I can't remember what it was called. Oh, Melt for You. Silly name, but again, I kind of really like the reds in the palette as well. I'm gonna push those to one side. Oh my gosh. Okay, next we've got the Animal Crossing palettes. This one is the Tom Nook one. I've used this one quite a bit, but the teal in there is really good. This is the Blathers and Celeste one, which is kind of similar to the Crush palette, but it's not quite as orange. It's got more of those golden tones in there. Then we've got Five Star Island, still with its little piece of cellophane in there. This one is super cute, but I haven't really tried it out yet. And then we've got the Labelle palette, which I love so much. Especially like this little shimmer shade here. It's just really light, but it's super cute. Next, Disney's Midnight Masquerade. And this one is full of like very, very bold colors, which I like. The Gaston shade, again, another red, but it's like, it's not bad. It depends on what light you're looking at it in, but it can turn out like quite brownish red. But otherwise, it's not bad. This Royal Bowl pressed glitter stuff here is amazing. Once you can pick it up, like it's kind of soft. It's almost like it's pressed down in like a balm or an oil, and then gosh, yeah, you just kind of like pat it wherever you need it to go. But it is so good. Yeah, it's not. My camera doesn't want to focus that close, but yeah, you can get the idea. And now my arm is wonderfully shiny. Okay, next we've got the, I can't remember her name, but the redheaded chick. Not Elsa, her sister. Anna, that was it, fuck. Okay, her palette was way better than Elsa's. And it's got like a ton of like oranges and golds in there, and again with the pressed glitter. I think, can't remember if that one's just a pale white. It's like a white with like almost peachy gold shimmer in there. It's pretty cool. This is the Perfect Diary and Chinese National Geography crossover. This palette is freaking gorgeous, and I love that there's a cat hair in there. Thanks. But yeah, like these marbly things, like people have been going crazy on those lately, but they had like a really nice kind of bitone shimmer. The pressed glitter here is gorgeous, and these darker, more dense glitters are amazing too. And they come with a nice huge mirror, which is another bonus. This thing is kind of like a rainbow orgasm. Sadly, the red in here is very, very pink red. Once you put it on, it's kind of gouty, but it's good for blending with other stuff. The pressed glitters in here are decent, and there's a lot of shimmer shades as well. I had a lot of fun using the 3 purples here to make a neat look. Can't wait to try out the greens though, because I'm a huge sucker for green as well. But again, like, it looks a lot darker in the pan than it is on your finger, so definitely got to swatch test these before like I start just like shoving them on my face. Another one, which is another rainbow orgasm kind of thing. This one isn't really as gouty. The colors are very, very rich though, and I've used this one quite a fair bit. But this was a Kathleen Lights crossover, and there's a lot of pressed glitters and shimmers in here as well. And for the most part, the colors blend really well. That was the only downside to the Fade into Hue palette, was that the colors, like a couple of them, I think it was like the reds and the purples, you had to like really, really work at or have a good slippery primer on, otherwise they just kind of stick there. This is the Stone Cold Fox palette. This is a really, really nice one. I got this one as like a kind of like going to work palette. Like especially these shades down the left here, I could use as kind of like an everyday thing. And then, heck, I think it was these 3 that I used last time that made like a nice everyday effect too as well. Like they weren't too in your face. And Luxe is a great base for everything, like when you're priming your eyes anyway. So we've got Ornate. This one's pretty cool, but again, the red is very, very brownish red, which kind of goes with the rest of the set, especially with like the very heavy yellow tone brown in there, and then having that same brown kind of influence the red shades as well. Keeps it all matching nicely, and then we've got like a really pale gold shimmer there as well. Like Colourpop loves their shimmers. This one is, well, you can see it, it's NYX Ultimate palette. I got it from Amazon. I use this top left shade the most. As you can see, there's like a little bit of a dent in there, but it's a really good base for all other eyeshadows. So you can kind of like blend them in after you put a good layer of primer on there. This is another one by Perfect Diary. This one was actually, what was it? It was like Le Fille de la Mort or something. The Ladies of Death. Oh, that was a La Fille de Mort. And this has got a really nice base for other shadows on there as well. There's a lot of like purplish, pinkish reds, these golds, well, I should say these shimmer shades here. It looks a little bit messy, but they're almost like a cream, and so you can kind of like blend them in, but they're very, very rich and opaque too, which is nice, so you don't have to kind of build them up a bunch. This one I'm yet to try. Another cat hair on there. But I just really, really dug the purples and the pink colors in this one, and I'm looking forward to trying that one this week. Like, I'm not usually a hot pink kind of fan, but then ever since Annabelle suggested, oh, why don't you try like teal and pink eyeshadow, I realized I didn't have any hot pink eyeshadow. And so with this one, at least I got like a couple of other colors that I can use. Like that purple there is really catching my eye, because there's like a kind of like a light blue shimmer in there, and I'm so game for that. These were my first loves at Etude House. I love, love, love Korean makeup, and especially Korean skincare as well. Like, holy shit. And so these I got for wearing at clinicals, because like they're just very, very everyday shades. Excuse like my wrinkly arm there. I got like a dry skin patch from where I keep resting it against the desk when I work. And so this one has been a really huge favorite. Heck, all of these, they're just very, very nice. They go on easily, they last all day, they don't budge, and yeah, it's just very, very quick to get them on. Not a lot of work involved, and that's nice. The Sakura one has like a bit more of a bright pinkish shade, which I put on one morning and then I didn't realize like how bright it was, and I didn't have time to take it off, so I'd like kind of tried to mute it with some other stuff, and that worked okay. But I like how they keep, you know, like if you use from here onwards, you can have a nice coordinated look, or if you use from here to there and stick to those colors, I don't know, I just don't like going all over the place in a palette to feel like I can make a look, if that makes sense. This one kind of arrived a little bit mushed, but they're very, very soft shadows, so you have to kind of like take care with them. So to press it down a little bit just to make sure it didn't come out of the pen. And then this one again is another work palette kinda, but you have to use this one with a very light hand, especially like these deep burgundy colors, but I love them so much. And then again, we've got like some nice earthy tones here, so you can kind of get a bit of both worlds. But as far as like value for money goes, they're pretty good. I think they're only like $15 each, maybe, if that. This is, sorry, I got like cat hair and dust everywhere. This is the Discovery Channel and Perfect Diary. They did a bunch of crossovers too. And this shadow palette was amazing. And it came with a really, really nice brush as well. And this one is quite stiff as well, so you can really pick up, like you can see like I'm mashing on this thing now and it's just not moving. Like you can pick up all of the glitters and stuff with it, especially the lazy one. And then it also comes with another tiny little brush that you can use to line the bottom of your eyes, or put a very, very I want to say a stark line to kind of like make your eyes look pretty and what have you. I'm terrible at wording today, don't mind me. But this was a really cute palette that I did mainly buy for the greens, but then I really love the earthy tones too, and that little white with the paw print. Oh my gosh! Hi Pepper, she's hunting. This one is the Chinese Aerospace and Perfect Diary. This is the most gorgeous palette ever. Like, I've never known a box to be this gorgeous, but huge letdown on the actual makeup, because it was also one of the hardest to work with. Like, we've got these amazingly gorgeous colors, like these matte shades are just divine, but they're just very hard to pick up. And with other palettes, you know, you could get like quite a bit instantly by dipping your finger in like that, but with this one, not really. And then by the time you've rubbed it in, there's not really a lot there. So this was, I have a feeling it was meant to be more subtle than anything. The veil pressed glitter though is like, I am so here for that. It's very, very fine, but it's kind of like got that whole ethereal feeling to it. The cat eye and the moon stuff are, this is from where I used it last time, whoops. These are like, I don't have to press much with those at all, and they pick up very, very well. But yeah, as for Swan, Butterfly, Rosette, and Moon Rabbit, I was so psyched for Moon Rabbit, but not very pigmented on that front. But it's still a really freaking nice palette. I mean, look at that, it's so shiny. Oh gosh, my legs are going dead. Stretch for a second. Okay, so Sugar Pill. I'd heard about these guys because drag queens really like Sugar Pill because their colors are very, 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 very pigmented. And so I was like, finally, I'll be able to get like the red of my dreams. I don't know why I'm so obsessed with finding like this one particular shade of red. and it's called Love Plus, and it was out of stock forever, and then I finally managed to get one, and I'm like kind of too scared to use it because I'm just gonna be like, oh, but all the red, but it's so pretty. I mean, like, look at that. Oh, don't mind my little erosion there. Oh, and it's so bright, and it would be perfect if it stayed like super, like a bit more blood red, but at the same time I cannot complain. This is like as close to true red as I'll probably ever find. And I'm not sure if this one is vegan or not. It doesn't say. I would have to check on their website, because a lot of the true red eyeshadows, oh holy shit, that is everywhere. Sorry, I just smeared it in and I'm like, okay, I'm bleeding, great. But a lot of the true red eyeshadows contain carmine, which is basically crushed cochineal beetles. So enjoy your redness, guys. This is Ménage à Moi. Big smooch. Silly name for an eyeshadow palette, but it is gorgeous. This one has a lot of kind of like purpley, goldy, blushy colors in there. It's really amazing. And again, with Colourpop, everything blends so seamlessly. So some of the shades you might have to work a little bit harder, but that's okay. This one is the Bye Bye Birdie palette with some really, really gorgeous glitters and stuff in there, especially the ruffled. Like, I'd be lying if I said that I didn't buy the palette with this in mind in particular. But then, like, I really like how they meshed like the blush colors with like a bit of gold glitter and stuff. Like, this Ariel shade is amazing once it's on. Nesting makes a great base for everything. And these down here are just absolutely phenomenal, especially the Heron Chic. The Garden Variety palette. This was one of their vegan palettes, I believe. There was this one in Wild Nothing. But it's covered in succulents, and it reminds me of Eliza, because she's an absolute succulent fiend. And this one is super cool as well. Lots of shimmers. The mattes are very, very pigmented. And I really bought this one for like the green and the gold shades in here, but you can never, well, I should say I can never have enough of like the earthy toned matte colors as well, because they make my eyes pop, because I've got like weird blue-gray eyes. So I'm totally here for that. And Deserted, again, I love that a lot of their palettes contain one of these base shades, because it saves you from having to buy like another eyeshadow palette or pull another one out just to get your blending shade together. Another two from the Disney Dynasty collection. Like, we had the Midnight Masquerade, and they had an offer where you could get that one and these two for like, I think it was like $54 or something when they had that 25% off sale. This one is more, again, like your everyday shades, but maybe a little bit more glitzy. Like, there's a lot of shimmer shades in there. Like, I'll definitely use the matte shades for work and maybe uni, but I can't be going around with like disco ball eyes at the hospital. But even then, this is super cool and I love them. And there was oh, it was in another palette. They had a really, really cute shade. I think it was this one, the Misunderstood palette. Now this one is crazy awesome. And I really, really love the, I can't pronounce that one, Facio shade, the Jetsam shade. Oh god, the Fates, that rich blue is amazing. The black there is very, 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 very black, because I know sometimes you can get those kind of fake blacks. The Thing one is totally Ursula. And the Revenge, like, I just love like the duochrome effect, and especially with Flotsam, you get that little bit of blue in there as well. It's gorgeous. Okay, and next we've got the little, I think these were the 12 pens. We've got the Wine and Only. I can't believe this video is 20 minutes long already. I'm sorry. Ugh. And these are the ones that I cannot undo with one hand very well. Okay. Oh no, these are our little 9 pens. Okay. And so, again, in my quest for the perfect red, I ended up with these, but these are more like a purpley brownish. That being said, still not gonna grumble. This middle shade here is gorgeous when it's on, and I've used it as an eyeliner a couple of times. But they're all very, very shimmery, not very formal, very glitzy. They're nice. And then 90% of this video is now going to be me fighting with these palettes. We have Miss Bliss palette. One thing I like about these 9 pans is they, most of them come with a nice mirror. This one I still haven't pulled the little sticky off. But you get like a couple of matte shades and like usually a pressed glitter in there. They seem to include that with a lot of their shadow palettes. But this one down here, because of the gold in it, you could kind of go up this side and have a very pinkish eye look, or you could even take it along the lower and have like a purpley blush orangey transition, and that would look amazing. The Aura and Out palette was one of the first ones I got because I saw it on this African American model and it just popped against her skin and it looked amazing. And this one is really, really good in person as well. Like the colors are very, very bright, very pigmented. I especially love this New Age one, but I've got like other shadow on my fingers now, so I don't want to be like poking at it. But yeah, they're pretty awesome. Mint to Be was another one that I bought early on, and this one has some amazing colors, and this is a very, very nice bluish green in there. Like heck, the whole palette is amazing. Everything blends really, really well. You might need to build up some of the colors, but that's good that they're not just like completely in your face straight away, because that can get hectic. The It's My Pleasure palette. Steve said, get some purple eyeshadow. One of his patients recommended purple as a good color, and so here I am. And this is before I got the Bye Bye Birdie palette and stuff though, but even here, like the Chicklet color is gorgeous. Like I love the shimmer shades in here because they're almost like duochrome, and I'm totally down for that. But even their matte shades are really cute too. The Coast to Coral, this is one of my favorites. This one doesn't have a mirror. No. But this is just a lot of those orangey, corally peach tones, kind of similar to the Etude House palette, but with bigger pans, and yeah, I just really, really like this one. This one's for Jessica, the Star Wars Mandalorian palette. This one does come with a little mirror. It's so cute, the cutest in the galaxy. That is not me, it's obviously talking about him. But we got like a lot of earthy, khaki toned greens in there, and that's really why I bought this palette. And the shimmers are amazing as well, like especially this pale whitish gold one. That's super cute and layers over mostly everything. And you can layer these over like colors from other palettes too, and they'll still look just as rad. We have almost done, I swear. In a Trance. These are very pastel-y colors, and so we've got like the pale blue. This clarity one is amazing, and it's just like a, let's see if I can find, just a very, very, very sheer blue highlight, and there was a company, I think it was like a Ritual de la Fille or something, that had a shade like this, and they were charging $40 something for it, and it was like one of their, I think it was like called Pixis or something, and it was gorgeous. But we have the same thing here in kind of like a creamier format for like a fraction of the price. We've got like our pressed glitter again, which like it almost looks as if it's like glass shards like suspended in kind of like a balm, but it's not glass, and it feels amazing once it's on, and it looks fantastic. Blush Crush. This is one of my favorites, especially as like an everyday palette. Just like the nice kind of like peachy, pinky tones. And some of the shimmers as well. I have worn this one a lot for work. And it does last all day. Like, this stuff does not budge, especially if you have a good eye primer or use a bit of concealer or something to prime your eyes with. It will not move all day, even if you're sweating in like 3 layers of PPE. This one is Blue Moon. Tons of the blue shades. Like, again, the Lumi shade is another one of those translucent shimmers that'll just give you kind of like a little ethereal blue glow. These can take a little bit of work to blend in just because of how highly pigmented they are, but if you wear an eyeshadow primer, you should be fine. Tide Pool is a very, very rich metallic blue, and I love it so much. And we got Making Mauves. This is another one that I've used for work. You can even see where I've used it. Lasts all day, does not budge, has some really nice shimmers in there, and yeah, even like these top matte shades are really cute too. You can get like a variety of looks out of just the one palette, which is nice. And then finally, Little Ray of Sunshine. And I wore this one recently and had a really great time making kind of like a sunflower effect eyeshadow look. Yeah, failing with words, but that is, oh, hang on, wait, we've got one more. This is one of their Super Shock eyeshadows, Going Coconuts. I've not actually opened this one yet. Oh no, I did. But it's a very, very rich metallic blue there, and I was just a sucker for it. It was on sale, and I was like, you know what, I could make a look out of that. So here it is. Thank you for coming to my eyeshadow TED Talk and putting it with me for 28 minutes.